Hello, welcome to another episode of the Corban Fibre Project. This one, to be honest, I have dreaded, and I've taken a couple of weeks to kind of mull this episode over because there is so much to unpack here. This is the tedious and the most difficult stage, the editing process, to try and make sense of everything I've captured so far using the AI to generate moving pictures and also synchronize singing. I will show you a few different things of where the AI generation got it right and also where it got it drastically wrong. And it gives you an idea that this is the same process as any other filmmaking process. It's tedious, it takes time, and you have to do many different versions of it in order to get the best bits out of it. At the very end of it, I think it's come up pretty well, the music video. It's consistent. It's by no means perfect, but man, it was a great exercise to do. And if this is the worst that it can ever be, then we're off to a pretty good start, I think. I think Corban Fibre will kind of work as an AI artist, especially if I'm careful in the kind of stories I want to tell and the way that he is portrayed, just doing ordinary mundane thing. I try not to elevate the themes too much. Very quickly things can become fantastical and you totally lose any down-to-earthness, which is where the human factor comes in. And I'm hoping that having Corban there with his dog Storm on a beach that is in stormy weather, it's kind of a little bit dramatic, but not unreal either. At least it kind of keeps the energy up and keeps things interesting. And I think I've gotten to a pretty good state where that's concerned. But you're going to be the judge, because after this I'll put a link down to the music video. Check it out in its entirety. Please share it if you like it. I'm not pretending it's not an AI. I'm not trying to fool anyone. I'm just sharing with you the new tools available for people that are exploring different ways of storytelling with the current tools that are available. So, first question from Claude. How consistent was Corban's look across different generated clips? Yes, to be honest, fairly consistent. You definitely know it was him, but it was versions of him. Sometimes, and I'll show you this, sometimes he looks like a midget. Sometimes he just looks cartoonish. Other times it just looked really odd and over accentuated mouth movements and things like that. Actually, why don't I stop talking and just show you? Shall we do that? Yes, let's do it. Okay, here I am in front of my DaVinci Resolve. This is what I used to edit with. So at first I did a test and I called this video test 1. I just wanted to take a little bit of a snippet, like 30 seconds, and just see what the AI could do with it in order lip syncing and also getting some sort of consistent characters and looks. So this is only, it's 30 seconds long. So I'll play it in its entirety and I'll stop it now and then and just give a little comment. Okay, here we go.
A time for sickness, a time for health,
midget,
a time for poverty,
kind of an odd boot there. The nice fireplace, I used that. That's a beautiful shot. I buy that. This one, not so great. Gets a little crazy there. That's a nice picking. The dog is starting to move, but not quite right. Notice Corban looks very odd. And that's kind of where it got to. So that was my first iteration. This was the one that I decided, well, is this going to work or not? And as you see there, you've seen maybe 10 shots. And out of those 10, I think I used 2 of those in the final video that I was sold on it. I thought they looked good enough. They looked genuine enough. And the right emotion and the feeling of the song was there. But I didn't stop there. I did another test. So let's have a look at test 2, shall we? Okay, this time I gave it some direction. We're out in a farm somewhere and he's looking around. So first image there, what you can see here on the screen, there you go. This looks like a Kellogg's Cornflakes commercial. It's a nice image and he kind of looks like Corban, but it's totally out of the reference of what the actual music video is like. Again, this one is 30 seconds. I'll play it through and I'll give you some comments of what I saw within the next test. Starting on the first frame here. Actually, I'll full frame it. There you go. Even judging by the first image, okay, the microphone is next to a candle. For some reason, some AIs love the cinematic effect of shedding light somewhere. So a lot of the times it puts candles in the most odd places. But either way, looking at it, it's a nice, interesting looking image, but it's not real. It looks fabricated. It looks like someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And also, why is Corban in the back kind of out of focus and odd looking?
A time to believe in everything you do.
Not a bad shot, but a bit odd. You can see there it struggles with perspective. He looks a bit more real in this image here. I kind of like that. I don't think I used it, but notice too, the scale starts to go wonky everywhere. The microphone is way too small kind of for where it is, and it's also pointing in an odd way. I love this shot purely because one, there's a candle and he's the one blowing the smoke. Isn't that awesome? I don't know why it put that in. It tries to create a narrative or story, so whether you're giving it a location or anything like that. But sometimes it gets the physics of the world wrong. So it knows that there's a candle and there's fire, and where there's fire, there's smoke. But sometimes it forgets, well, the smoke shouldn't be coming out of a human's mouth. It should really come from the candle. So I thought this was ridiculous and funny. There's our Kellogg's shot. This is quite nice. That's not a bad shot, and this is a beautiful shot, but it's too surreal and unrealistic. It's looked like you're doing a stop motion 360 zoom or pan. And although a singular shot, it kind of looks interesting, it doesn't really look like something that I want to put in the music video that I think would be natural looking. So there you go. I've shared with you some of my tests. This gave me enough confidence to invest a little bit of money, get enough credits to actually make the music video. If I give it enough iterations, I will have enough to choose from in order to cut it down. So, how did I start the process? When you're shooting a music video, usually it is a showcase of the artist and then a showcase of the song or the story, kind of in that order. Especially a new artist, lots of close-ups. You want people to identify with this new vocal presence. People need to be able to identify and also connect with the artist. Who are they? How do they sound? Is this the kind of music that I like to listen to? And is this the kind of artist that I want that music to be pushed by? So I'm not using my words very good. It's one of those things. It's raining outside and people have just landed on the moon, and I'm actually watching that there. What was I saying? I'll start that again. So with Corban Fibre, especially when there's music videos, music videos are usually generated to promote the artist. And the artist is almost the center point of the whole thing. The pretty images and the storylines associated with the music video are kind of secondary. And this is the way I approached this music video. I wanted to be able to cut to Corban singing in a different environment to say how the story takes place. His environment, he's in a small bar somewhere, intimate setting, and he's singing this song. And there's various shots of that. Then that's the base layer. Then on top of that is where I unfold this is where I unfold the storyline. This concept of this music video is to showcase Corban is a rough folk singer who's not afraid of the elements and the dramaticness of bad weather. So he wakes up in a hut by the beach with his dog, and they basically go about their day and have a few little adventures, which one showcases some interesting imagery. It also supports what the song is about. It's doing time with you. It's sharing memories. It's a slice of life, basically. So we get to see inside Corban's mind as he's singing the song, the kind of imagery that he possibly could have in his mind while he's actually singing that. And I thought that was a nice vehicle. So let me show you, firstly, a run of my first base layer of Corban actually singing. So basically I told the AI, I want all 3 minutes, don't give me any other crazy shots, just give me Corban singing to camera, various different shots in this one location. And lo and behold, this is what I came up with. Okay, this one here is actually part of cut 7. Also test 7. Test 7, here we go. Okay. I'll play it down, and again I will comment on a few things that I like and things that I obviously totally discarded when I actually did the final edit. So let's go full screen. So that's a nice shot. Interesting, but doesn't work. There's no motivation for something slamming. Here we have a nice guitar, but a stool. It doesn't really say anything and doesn't move the story forward, so I left this one out. Here he is looking like a sultan of some sort. I don't know why it's given him that kind of jacket. All my reference images were of him in a black t-shirt and black jeans, but it got creative, and this is kind of what came out of it. Dog is good, the picking is good. I like the amplifier, that makes sense. This shot doesn't. It's not bad. As you can see here, the perspective is not quite right. The dog is, for some reason, a German Shepherd puppy. Although I do like his clothing there, and that's looking quite good, and his face is okay.
A time for sickness, a time
There's no
for
sync
health,
there. This is a nice shot.
a time for poverty,
Can't use that.
time for wealth. These are the memories that keep on shining through.
Borderline.
'Cause I just love doing time with you.
It's okay. This is not usable. Dog's odd. Odd guitars. Why would he be plucking the neck and then having that shot there? I think it's meant to be arty, and it looks like an 80-year-old's hand, not a 45-year-old's hand. Kind of a nothing shot. That's nice. Not bad. When I describe the shot to the AI, you might be thinking, why is there a woman lying underneath Corban Fibre? Well, sometimes it thinks, well, there's two characters involved. There's a man, who's Corban, and there's a dog, a German Shepherd called Storm. But sometimes it loses reference of what the second character is, so it makes up its own. So in the most odd places, you're seeing this woman taking the place of a dog. And as you can see, it makes for an interesting visual, but it's totally out of context. So this shot is pretty much unusable. Yeah, This makes sense. That's a nice shot. I love it because it's natural looking.
Time to determine,
Possible.
time to be free,
It's okay.
time to celebrate,
That's alright.
time to grieve,
That's a nice shot.
a time to
Bit arty.
believe in everything.
Too surreal.
'Cause I just
Guitar's plucking itself, not good, and the perspective is all wrong here. Can't use it. This is nice. I like that. Dog's okay. The way he's hitting the guitar is wrong. That's wrong. Can't use it. It's not bad, even though he's not singing to anything. That doesn't make sense, that shot. Maybe. That doesn't work. That's okay. Probably get away with that. This one I like. It's very much the proportions of his face. Nothing shot doesn't mean anything. This doesn't work. Again, a nothing shot, just atmosphere. That's okay. I love the texture there. That is totally out of place. He looks like a odd ball there. Dog is okay. Looks more like a wolf than anything, but the lighting is nice. Guitar, nothing shot. This shot doesn't work. Kind of okay, out of place, it's too big, it's not an intimate setting. That could work. Kind of works. Not really. That's not Corban. There's Corban, very heartfelt. There's a dog with blood on his nose. And I don't know about this ring around him. He's way too polished looking. This is too odd, and the dog is. I gotta show you this again. Remember when I told you it gets confused about the characters, right? So now the dog is the one singing, and Corban is the one pretending to be like the dog. So these are the kind of little quirks that come up. Yeah, it's funny. Whiskey, nothing shot. Odd, no motivation. That's a nice one. See, the dog's starting to look natural. It's kind of what a dog would do. It's kind of paying attention, but not really. It's almost like it's reacting to the cameraman, which I feel makes it more realistic looking. That's a nothing shot. That's a nice shot. I think I used that for the end. And same with that one. So there you have what I've got to play with. So that was one iteration of when I instructed the AI. I want the whole thing to be mimed. I want him to sync to the song and the music. And you can see that a lot of shots, it just added in fillers. Even though I specifically said to every shot, make him sing, make him sing, make him sing, it still added these filler shots in there. And the problem with that is, you're still paying for every shot that you saw there. You're paying for it. You know, if you put it into perspective, maybe $1 or $2 every shot, whether it's usable or not, if you count all of that up. And you kind of lose sight too of where the music video goes. It gives you all these different references. Oh, they could be looking in this location, or they're looking at each other this way. And then suddenly the dog starts singing, and suddenly Corban starts smoking. You can kind of see what you're up against. And at least with images like this, you know exactly what you need to take out. So 90% of that, just throw it away. But there's still 10% there that is usable. So if only 10% is usable, that means I need to make 10 different versions of this music video, 10 versions of a 3-minute video. It's not the best use of time, money, and credits. However, this is the way I took it, and what came out of it worked for me. But it's not ideal. Nowadays, other AI programs like Higgsfield, which are a bit more focused on individual shots, you can really make each shot work, or at least a scene kind of work a little bit better. And maybe if I do my homework a lot more and even storyboard the thing, I could then go through Higgsfield and do everything shot by shot, scene by scene, rather than trying to do everything in one foul swoop of a 3-minute finished music video. But that's my learning curve, and that's why I want to share this with you. If you're thinking about approaching it this way, learn from my mistakes. And to be honest, they're not mistakes. I'm just really testing the waters and seeing where the limitations actually lie. And I'm lucky to be in a position in order to do that and show you. So now that I have him singing, there's also a version I need for the B-roll or the cutaway. So I've just shown you him in his location singing the song in a heart way, not the final edit, mind you. And I will show you the similar thing of what I did with the beach scene. So I described the concept. He wakes up in the morning with his dog. It's a stormy day. They go for a walk on the beach. They're on a little seaside town. They meet a couple of locals, and they basically spend their day until sunset in the evening. So let me show you what that kind of looks like. Let's see, I think that was this one. Okay, so test 3. So you've shown you test 1, test 2. Those are the little 30-second snippets that have based the usability of this program to actually make a full-blown music video. Test 3, I thought I'm going to go all in. I've got the credits. Make me a 3-minute video. Show it to me. What comes out of the box if I do that? Well, dear viewer, you're about to see it. Actually, that's not right. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? Okay. That's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, bit processed. Nice shot. Love this shot. Goes nowhere. Not bad, except the drooling part, and this is too unrealistic. I love this shot. This is my image. And see how he looks cartoonish. You can kind of get away with it in this shot.
A time for sickness.
Physics aren't quite right. There's no movement. Don't really like that shot. This looks odd. That's a nice shot, but he fed him outside and now he's inside. Now he's looking and feed him, but he's looking at hut. This is not a bad shot. I like this, but there's no real motivation. This is a great shot, except he looks totally different and his beard's totally different. That's nice. This is nice. I really like this shot too. See what I mean about now it starts to be going a little bit crazy. I don't know what's happening in its neural networks, but it's decided that to cartoonize a couple of shots, even though the objective was cinematic realism. And this shot here showcases, again, it's starting to get confused with the different characters. So now we have the dog and a woman there appearing out of nowhere. That's a nice shot. That's a nice shot. See, this is meant to be him and Corban walking along the beach, but this magic woman appeared.
A time to determine.
He's drinking salt water, so no good. I love this image.
A time to celebrate.
They put a little book in there he's meant to be finding this book, but the consistency was all over the place, so I actually got rid of this whole scene. It doesn't make sense. And there you go, walking. Love this shot, except for that stupid someone throwing a pebble down into the water. I don't know. If that wasn't there, this would actually be a really nice scene establisher shot, but that's AI for you. Love this shot. I can get away with that. This old lady, she's good, but now all of a sudden it goes haywire. He's just been in a dog fight. He's meant to be helping her with an umbrella, and the umbrella keeps changing. But this is a beautiful shot. Her looking up and sky and rain. I really like this shot, and I fitted it in. Whether it was working or not, you can decide that. But it was a nice image. Nice image, but totally misplaced. And same with this one here. He waves to the waves rather than her. Establishing shot of the shop. He's getting some wire to fix a fence. There's that old lady again who he helped earlier. He's just doing something. That's a nice shot. Again, why? Walking out is good, but he's walking out with nothing in his hands, so continuity is an issue. This is a nice shot, except what is he doing with that hammer? And the wire kind of works. The dog looking on in beautiful light works. This looks like a Pepsi commercial or something, or a beer commercial. And I don't really like the barbed wire look. That's a nice look of the dog. Not a bad moment there. And this is a nice end shot. Probably get away with that. He's meant to be throwing a ball, but as you can see, he's going to fetch it with his devil eyes, and he's laughing at the beach with some stuff in the background. This is a beautiful shot too, except those boots. It looks like, what's he doing? Sitting on the sand with his legs stretched out, and they're kind of midget legs. The perspective is all wrong. I actually did use this shot, and see if you know, and I got rid of the legs because I really liked the way that the dog moved and looked at him. It felt kind of natural to me. There you go. The dog has been replaced by another gentleman who brought Corban a stick. Go figure. Yes, that's right, it's a stick. Okay. That's a nice shot. Total costume change. Yeah, this goes weird. I love this shot, except she has no place being in this music video. If that was Corban, this would be magic, but it's not. And I tried to regenerate this clip about 5 times. I gave up in the end. I could not get it where the dog is lying on Corban's lap, being this relaxed. But it's a beautiful image. And then there's Corban with her, and I don't know, there he... What? Hold on. We got to see that again. What is that? I don't know what Corban morphed into there, but it's not human, whatever it is. That's a nice shot. And I really love the way that he pats the dog for a little bit. I actually used that one in the final version. And it's another shot that I could use for the very end. So what do you think so far? You can kind of see that there's some really good elements, and there's some really good blocks, story blocks, to build a whole music video out of. And I did see the potential, and I wasn't scared of that. So now I'm going to have to take what this is and go through the many different iterations and find the best shots. And that's what I will show you in my next video, is the editing process that I then use using DaVinci Resolve to actually put a narrative story together. So thank you again for joining me and watching this. And I hope you watch the next one, because after that is the big reveal, the final version of the music video, which I'm quite proud of, to be honest. It's a start. Thank you.